I want to ask about the last Liverpool manager to win a Champions League title, Rafa Benitez, because he gave a long interview to us where, and I don't know, have you interviewed Rafa before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've had it too. And I think he starts out saying, at least with me, he started out saying, oh, no, we're going to go, just going to be manager speak, and he says all the right things.
Yeah, all the right things.
But then he can't help himself.
Yeah.
And then he gets a little bit honest. And because he's human, and I don't say this in a negative way, right? He said a couple of things. He said Frank Lampard had to take responsibility for Everton's position because of where they were and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Okay, debatable. I mean, obviously he has to take responsibility because they're in charge, but, kind of team effort, right? Everton's stinker of a season. But then he made a comparison with Klopp, and he said, I only had £20 million to spend a season.
But to make what point?
Whereas Klopp, he can spend 47 million on Jota and this and Luis Diaz and these guys on the bench. What do you make of this?
But what I don't understand, the bitterness I think a lot of people have in them, and we saw that with Ronald Koeman, who every time he opens his mouth now is to criticize Barcelona or Xavi.
I knew Koeman was going to come up.
I know. He's lucky I didn't call him the Dutch guy again. But why? Why are you so bitter? It doesn't make you a better manager or a worse manager than Jurgen Klopp if you had less money to spend. You might have more money to spend and you might not have been as successful as you were at Liverpool. And the same can be said for Klopp. Klopp, they sold well. They were able to reinvest that money and buying Van Dijk and buying Fabinho and those kind of players. Plus, they're far more profitable. Well, they get more money now because they win more things than in his time. But I don't understand.
The market has changed.
Yeah, but I don't understand why you would come now and try to undermine what Klopp is doing at the club because for you it was a bit different.
No, and you could also be churlish and say, "Hey, look, they sold Coutinho and Luis Suarez, who at the time were the most important players at the club."
He could have sold Gerrard and reinvest that 100 million or whatever. It would have been 60 million for someone else.
So, to me, Rafa will always be a Liverpool legend, right? And I do think that if I was to psychoanalyze from the outside, I think some of the bitterness that he sensed in the air when he took over at Everton, coupled with the fact, he's like, I reached 2 Champions League finals with Liverpool.
Yeah.
I won 2 Champions League finals, right? Sorry, did he win 2? Am I imagining?
But it's okay.
I'm imagining the Valencia
one. The one that he won is worth 2 easily. So
with those 8 minutes of madness. But yes, I want to remind people that I'm here, that I exist, that,
But this is a weird thing about that generation.
Is it that generation? Is it you're going to draw a parallel between him, Mourinho, and the other guys who were in vogue in those years?
There's a lot of former players who think that the new generation has forgotten them as players before. And for Benitez, it sounds a bit the same, but I don't think he needs to remind people how he won that European trophy with Liverpool and what he did at Liverpool before.
And what he did at Valencia as well, which is huge.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.